Jones and I talked about biggest rap mistakes, the people that we slept on, and we shared some very interesting stories and timelines about just cats that we definitely should have been on and we weren't on, and we get you being not only just a music connoisseur. I don't even want to just kid it to just hip hop,
right? And
then you being a DJ in the media broadcasting industry, and for a lot longer than we have as well. Your ear is different, and I can't wait for just the breakdown of this conversation. Have you slept on, or just like get that out of here?
You know what? I slept on Through the Wire. Like
really?
right off the bat, like let's just talk Kanye.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. He brought the song up to us on a CDR that I still have somewhere.
Wow.
Just burned on the CD, the original mix of Through the Wire, where he says the same hospital where Big and Pac died.
Yeah.
Like he literally made a faux pas, and that version is somewhere on the internet. It's on a mixtape. It's probably on one of the Louis Vuitton dons or something like that.
It is.
But he brought that up to the radio station. This is like how fate works. And he gave us the song. I knew, and it's crazy because I have a mixtape, because I know Kanye from like, I met him in like 99.
Okay.
So Through the Wire is like, what, 01, 02, something like that? 02.
Yeah.
All right. So at this point in our relationship, I know him pretty well. As a matter of fact, he's known in the industry, but no one outside the industry knows who he is when he comes up to the station and hands me the CD. So we're playing, I take that back. He gives me the song, and we're doing 6 to 10, and they drop the song off with me, and they drop it off. They drive out to Indiana and give it to Ferris, because Ferris is on at 10 o'clock.
Right.
So we have the opportunity to debut Through the Wire. And it's good and bad things why we didn't. So we didn't because I put it in the CD player, and I'm playing in the studio, and my music director at the time, Tiffany Green, is like, don't play that. That's horrible. Like, what? Like, because this is still an early version where he's still literally rapping through the wire. Like, I have a mixtape where he kicked that verse. Like, he got into the car accident, and because I knew him and we're friends, like, he called the radio station, and he's talking through a wire, and he's like, I might rap through the wire. I might, like, just post the snippet from a mixtape that I did. And he kicks a bit of that verse with his teeth wired, his mouth wired shut. Mm-hmm. And we were just, get well soon, Kanye, it's a good friend of mine, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so we don't play the song because Tiffany Green doesn't like it. She's like, don't play it. And I'm kind of like not even really sold on it myself.
I understand that. Go ahead.
So, and then it's a good thing that we didn't play, because if all that said, like at the end of the song, like there's a curse word. Like he didn't edit out a curse. It's like a shit or something like that. It's like a strong curse word. It's not an ass. It's like a shit or something in there. Right. So had I gone on and played the song, I would have caught hell just for playing a song that was unedited and had the shit word in it. Right. So we didn't play it. They take it out to Ferris. Ferris throws it on that night, and the rest is history. Ferris gets the credit for breaking Kanye West, when in reality I had been playing Kanye since the Go-Getters on the air, but we don't get that credit because it's not Kanye, and it's Kanye's narrative. And it's funny because that hadn't even been brought to my attention till Spotify reached out to me for this documentary that they wanted to do, and they were like, so yeah, you were the first person to play Kanye West on the radio. And I was like, no, that's not the narrative. And it's so funny about narratives, because narratives become reality. Like, Michael Jordan is the greatest of all time. Like, that is opinion. Right. But it's been beat in our heads so much that it is now a narrative that we believe. So Kanye's narrative is Power 92 broke me. Power 92 was the first radio station to play Kanye West music. That's not the truth. Right. The Bad Boys on WGCI played you in the Go-Getters and showed you love and had you come up and rap in the hole you dig. Okay. So there were times when I said to Kanye West himself, as he was pushing and going hard for Through the Wire, I was like, man, this ain't the one, man. This ain't the song. You should come with the he had a song with Old Dirty Bastard. Keep the receipt. Yeah. Keep the receipt
Which
joint.
Was my shit.
We was like, yo, come with that joint, come with that.
Wow.
And he was like, but they were like, and he literally said that he made that song. I got whole mixtapes, man. It's like there's a Mike Love history that exists that very few people know because people know of Mike Love and the Digs.
Right.
Yeah.
But I have a whole set of mixtapes that I did in the early to mid 2000s that chronicle all the things that I'm talking about. And one of them is a mixtape called The Interview, where I basically sat down in a room and interviewed Kanye as he was making the transition. It was after he produced Slow Jams. Okay. So he was just about to be that nigga. Like he was literally on the verge of breaking through the doors. He already had lived in California, but there's a part in the interview where he was like, nigga, you said that Through the Wire was never going to be blah, blah, blah. And I was like, and I did. Yeah. Right. And what I've learned over the years, it's like whatever your hot take, and I learned this from watching ESPN all the time. It's like stand on your hot take. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that Stephen A. Smith is wrong 75% of the time. He has a platform to give hot takes. That is his job. And I think that so often in our industry, especially radio and media, you have to be right. Yeah. You know, you have to be right with your prediction. And I was hella wrong. I was like, that song is not gonna go. It's not gonna be hot. You should push something else. And he stayed on it and pushed it until that shit broke through. And then they did the video, and it was a wrap. Man. So, and I was wrong. And I stood on being wrong. I was like, you're right. I did say that. I didn't think it was going to be hot. And that's all you can do. You can't, because niggas do too much Deion Sanders. Like, we get too much, like, we trying to backtrack. You know what I'm saying? Right. Fam, like, you're not a cornerback. Right. Like, stand on what you said.
Exactly.
Like, have some integrity. So at the end of the day, I still fuck with him. He still fucks with me to this day because of that. Yeah. Because you could tell him, I don't think this is going to go. And he just proved everybody wrong. Right. And that's really all everybody wants to do anyway.
And a story that he would rather tell just for being who he is anyway.
Exactly. You know, exactly. Oh.
That was literally last call before last call.
He worked that literally. It's funny because he would change the story of last call depending on who you talked. So when I was talking to him, he would literally add that into the story of the things that went wrong. He was like, man, and you know, all these things went wrong and da-da-da-da. And then Mike Love telling me that Through the Wire is never going to be, like, he literally told me the story from Last Call like it is on Last Call, but with me added into the story. It's incredible. It's an incredible. I'm like, shit, bro. I'm like, I know this story. Where me?
Right.
Where me?
Right. Oh, I can't make the album. That's what we do it. That's what we do it. But no, hey, yo. But now to his point, wow, I'm having so many mind links with Mike Love. This is great. You know, because I felt the same way about Through the Wire after hearing Keep the Receipt.
Really?
Whack Niggas, and In the Spirit. I like songs and some other song with John Legend that don't even make the album. So literally, I'm not even going to buy College Dropout because Through the Wire is on it. I'm thinking Keep the Receipt is on there with ODB,
which it never was.
Right? Yep. I'm thinking at the time, because I don't mess with dude now. I think I Whack Niggas with Talib Kweli and Consequences on that.
Which it wasn't.
It's not on that either, and it's some other song. I forget what they sampled, but John Legend is all over the hook. And my boy Sam was like, "Is that a sample?" And I was like, "No, like it sounds too fresh."
Oh, you're talking
to
about
be a sample.
the original version of the Chicago song.
I think that is it.
Yeah, that's got to be it because he sang it.
Homecoming?
The original version of Homecoming.
Yeah.
I got it on a mixtape. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that version, yeah.
And I was like, so I'm buying the album off the strength of those three songs and In the Spirit, because I heard In the Spirit in the commercial. I just like the beat.
Right. Yeah, that's dope.
And so I was truly like, I was like, Through the Wire was cool, but I was like, they ain't gonna play it on radio. I was like, now 50 out. I was like, they ain't fucking with that. Right. That don't go with bump, bump, go.
Right.
Go. I was like, they don't go with that.
It didn't. But they found a way to make it.
Yeah.
Like they did it the old-fashioned way, like just through the street teaming, and the video. Like the video really put that shit over the top. Like there is nothing that can be said about Through the Wire without the video, because the video pieced it all together. It was Chicago. It was him. It was his story. It was all of the things that happened up into his life. Shout out to Chike and shout out to Cootie for just making a genius video. Because people want to see your story, man. And that's what rap is all about, right? And Kanye, Drake, all these cats like had this story. So it was like that was the timeline of the story. So you're right, that song didn't fit in with all of that, but it had to go, and Def Jam had to get behind it. Like Kanye was literally spending his own money to promote that song. Def Jam was not trying to hear it. Rockefeller was not trying to hear it. They was like, fuck that. Kanye was going to be a producer for them. That's why they signed him.
Rappers listen. Listen.
You know what? That's crazy because just to have the other, not like I was writing anything.
He paid for the video too.
Right.
Sorry.
But at like 17, when that song first dropped, like I was like, it's something special about this record. Like 50 story was crazy. Like you said, it's really built on stories. But I knew it was something special about that that adversity. Like, damn, this nigga rapping with his jaw broke. Like, that's crazy. Y'all gotta hear this shit. Right. And I think a lot of people that were my age at the time. I'm only a little bit younger than Cam, but I think they connected with it. He was like the first. He's proto like J. Cole, Drake, all of them, Kendrick. Absolutely. And we connected to the, I guess, like the everyman of it all. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't have to get shot, but everybody could get into a car accident type of thing. And you know what I'm saying?
There you go. That's real, right? That's real.
It's number one cause of death in America.
Right. Like, that shit can happen to me, and I want to have that type of perseverance to, like, yo, fuck it, I'm going to rap anyway type of thing. And I think that's what kind of connected with people with that. At least it did for me.
No, I definitely see it.
Yeah, and I didn't because I was like, you know, thinking like a radio guy and hit first and hook and all of that. Yeah. You know, so sometimes you're wrong. And again, you know, that's the thing. It's like, you know, whatever your take is, stand on your take. Yeah. And don't flip-flop it. You know what I'm saying? Like, just, yes, I said that I was wrong, and it is what it is. Yeah. Like, I'm just very like, so I was wrong. Just like Stephen A. Smith. I'm Stephen A. Smith in this bitch. So I'm still getting paid. Yes, I was wrong, and I'm still getting paid.
Right, exactly.
Yep.
I like that.
I haven't predicted a correct Super Bowl in 5, 6, 8 seasons.
Like
but
the check cleared.
Right, and the checks
are
still clearing. Exactly. As a matter of fact, I got a raise. So I'm like, that's what he's paid to do. He's paid to take hot takes. He's paid to take, you know, the opposite opinion of what people want. And at the end of the day, we got to stand on that. So, the Kanye, that single. But, everything after that, you just knew it was going to go. Yeah. I believed in him as an artist.
Right, because but just not that song.
Yeah, just not that song.
Yeah. Hey, cool thing about the Through the Wire video is that I was actually there at the Tweeter Center. Well, it was called the Tweeter Center then when he got the chain.
Wow.
No shit.
Yeah, because it was part of the Liquid Mix tour, the Jay-Z, AO and Neptunes and all of them. Like, all of them was on that Sprite Liquid Mix tour. And we were there. Matter of fact, my daughter's mother, we went there. And that moment did happen, and it was like, that's cool. But I also remember that night when I think he did the song with Freeway. That's when it was on Freeway's album. The niggas did start booing, and I was like, damn, that's not good. But I was like, out of all the songs, but then like time moves on, you hear all the joints Kanye got. I was like, why did he perform that song?
Right, yeah.
Like, it's like, yo, like, so I mean, song selection, song pick, unveiling. I was like, yo, because a Chicago nigga being signed to Rockefeller at that time when he just signed all of Philly, that was huge.
It was.
You know what I'm saying? That was super huge. To do the song with Freeway, it's like, nah, what the fuck is you doing? Now, and then when you look at what College Dropout is compared to Philadelphia Freeway, son, you don't make. Right. Looking back, Kanye got to be like, I should have did something else, like anything else, and that would have worked. But I just wanted to share that, be like, because that video is very special,
right?
And I get it, and like, and it's a dope song. It's just like, but when you look at Kanye and everything Kanye is right now, like honestly, as we all look at him, even where we are in 2018, do you really think that person with that career, his lead first hit single by himself is Through the Wire?
Yeah, you got a point.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I see why y'all was just like, it's good, but this ain't the one.
This ain't gonna set you off.
Right.
Yeah, I feel you on that.
And as it turned out, it did.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But hey, Stephen A. Smith here, a.k.a. Mike motherfucking Love.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Saying what I say.
So,
standing on it.